It ain't in the shed with that doggone blonde moments, I tell you. Hey everybody, welcome to another Tuesday Night Hangout Live with Toledo Jess, minus Dano and I. Tonight we have Barbara. How'd she say it? I'm gonna say it like a Yankee because I am a Yankee. Connell from Dirt Pirate Metal Detecting. Check out her YouTube channel. The link's down in the description. Make sure to check it out after the show. Or you could click on the three little dots next to her name. Chats in the room. I've been waiting for this show. She's great in the live chat, especially against Dwight during the auction. But enough of that for now. Let's get this party started. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Hey, how you doing tonight, Jesse?
Oh, doing good. Hey, I thought I walked into the wrong studio there for a minute.
Yeah, no doubt. Those doggone blonde moments, I tell
I
you.
know.
I
That's what
sit
happens.
here for an hour before the show, try and make sure everything's right,
and
and
then
then I do that.
and then you happen. Well, I'm doing good. Hey, guess what I did today? Or I don't know if I did it today, but it happened since the last time I looked. I hit 200 subscribers on my YouTube channel.
Oh, where
Yeah,
is that?
I don't know. Not bad for a channel that doesn't do any real production.
No,
It was
you,
never intended for that, anyways.
well, neither was mine.
Yeah, I remember. I was just the only reason I did it was to throw video clips to you, so you can
But
sometime in
then
the
you have
future,
a couple of
sometime in the
tutorials.
future edit them.
You have some do-it-yourself tutorials
I do have a few. I wound
and
up
a
doing a few
little
myself.
of this, how to use that and that, dream mat stuff and whatnot. And of course, instead of like Dropbox or whatever, you and I would use uh,
That
unlisted listings to switch
yeah, because
back.
I've actually got tons and tons of videos on my YouTube channel, but they're all unlisted or private.
Hey, Rob
Well, let's
Random.
say hi to our Flash fame here.
Yeah, I saw someone comment they wanted David Dia wanted to know who was first and who was second.
I don't
Uh,
know.
Dwight
Well, you got
Putin
third.
was first. That flashing your pan guy with the long disclaimer was second. No, Under California was the second one in here.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gold Adventures with Raven and Skipper Rock. Ah, just kidding, Smacker Rock.
Smackarock.
He knows I'm kidding. He knows I'm kidding.
Mr. Lodak's not feeling too good tonight, so don't give him a hard time. He'll tear you up.
Yeah, the world's greatest moderator, but we have
Mm-hmm.
friends from all over Maine, Connecticut, California, maybe. Yeah, David Villa's from California, I
Yep,
believe. And
our buddy Nugget Brain Peterson, Wayne, is in
Colorado's
there.
representing, and
Yeah.
Benzo, he's from your neck of the woods, if I believe so. Benzo's from the Carolinas, North Carolina, I
Right,
believe.
somewhere on there,
Terry
down south.
Curry, Teddy
Yep, Teddy
C.
C. Peace.
Run for the hills
All
is
right,
in the
Ron.
house.
Good.
One of those
M&M
massholes.
prospecting.
Yep,
How are you tonight,
Mike,
Adam?
Melissa,
Mm-hmm. Adam Castos.
welcome.
Casto.
Victorious
Yukon
origin or
Cornelius.
best. Ray
What's up?
Moore,
Oh, look, there's Mickey. Hi, Mickey.
Gold Chasers.
Gold
He's
Chaser.
from British Columbia.
Arthur
Apparently,
Moorhead.
he lives on
Hey, how
Vancouver
are,
Island also.
yeah, hang on. How are you feeling there, Arthur? I heard you were not doing too good there for a little while. Hope you're better.
Yep. You have a new nickname, Barb.
Oh, what is that?
Engine Barb.
Injun Barb.
Uh,
Is that like Injun Joe? Remember Injun Joe? You know who Injun Joe was?
No.
No, well, he's a cartoon character back in the, I guess, 50s.
That's
Bugs
when
Bunny.
cartoons were still black and white, right?
Yep. And they were very on PC, which is what made them funny. Let's see who else we see in here. Is that everybody?
Our
Finger.
friend Michael
Hey,
Busy Bee
Finger.
Detecting. Peener, welcome,
Yep.
welcome.
Yep.
Doc
Randy
Ross.
Lewis and Doc Rose.
I always want to
Oh,
say Doc Ross, but it's Doc Rose.
it's Rose.
Michael.
Rob Random.
Yeah, he's from over in the UK.
Cool.
Across the pond.
Looks like we got her. Is that everybody? Luke Duke.
We have another Washingtonian in the house, the Max Z1.
I see Joe Stasakonis. How are you doing, Joe?
Hey, Joe. I don't know where Jason the Mason is, Gold Chasers. He might be in. American Woodland Relics, how are you?
The Mac Z1. Yeah.
That's right, Flash Bam. You are all part of it. Our friend Chris and brother of another mother.
Hello, American Woodland Relics.
Recover.
And that looks like I've caught metal Shiraxis sharks. Oh, metal sharks.
Hey, metal sharks, how you doing?
Shiraxis. I'm gonna learn how to read one of these days.
One of these days. Hey, Kevin Hubbard, how you doing? Dudes! The Jersey History Hunters are in the house. Actually, I was filming additions to the sticker wall out in the shed tonight, and I was plastering my wall with one of your old stickers, Audra and Rach. Gave it a good close-up look, too. It's good to see all of you, all of you. See, I told you had your wrench, Jeff.
Hey, Michael Anderson. Well, since we're caught up with the hellos,
yeah.
Bring our guest in. Bring her up front and center.
Okay, well, did you want me to bring up Flash Bash at all? Or
let's talk about that a little bit.
Do you mind,
Where are we
Barb? We have 13 spots open. So we're getting halfway to I guess there is no real halfway, but we're pushing to over the hump for participants. But as many of you know, we're having our first Flash Bash, solo Flash Bash, no collaborations with any other channel, just us here in Central Ohio. Beautiful fleece along a really nice river, and yes, there's gold in it, and also there's a gold nugget that's never been found from a previous metal detecting hunt, and we're not going to have a detecting hunt, but we are going to have a treasure hunt.
Oh yeah, I'm getting excited about that.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
I've got more to the story, Ed.
Oh,
you're gonna love it.
Cool.
You're gonna love it.
We're gonna have to do a scouting trip there so we could plan out the treasure hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Who is our guest?
It's all in my head.
Our guest tonight, Kevin, is Barbara. I'm gonna say it wrong because I'm a Yankee. Connell. The Dirt Pirates Detecting with Dirt Pirates Detecting. Emily, how you doing, little dirt diggers? Thanks for joining us. My Judy, she loves you. She thinks you're so cute. Hey. It's always good to see little Emily in the live chat.
Hi, Emily.
So how are you doing tonight, Barbara?
I'm doing great.
Yeah. You were sitting there listening to us going, what are they talking about?
No, it's been cool, but I lost my Zoom picture to follow, so I'm watching you on
It's probably if you hover down on the bottom of your screen
On your
on that toolbar down
taskbar.
there, you'll see that camera. Click on that. It should pop back up where you had it.
It will want to hide behind your window every time you
Right.
chat in the chat room.
Right. So if you just bring your arrow down to the bottom of the screen so your toolbar pops up, or
Alabama Dirt Digger,
wherever your
welcome.
toolbar is.
Looks like we're having a Jersey History Hunters raid.
Yeah.
I found it.
Okay. I just clicked. Yeah.
Somehow
just click.
it's
No, it will
somehow
do
it
every time.
shrunk.
Well, yeah. Anytime you chat in the chat room, it's going to go in the back there, and that will bring it back up front for you.
Okay.
I'm glad I
Hi,
don't have to deal with
Alabama.
So
Yeah,
now
I
you
see
just
Alabama Dirt Digger and David
Mhm.
Vila. David's gonna get in trouble. He keeps calling me Barbie, and that just is not right.
Well, you keep
Ooh.
calling them Villa. We were talking about this earlier, right? Now, with my name, it's pretty easy to pronounce. With him, it's a little different. The L's don't sound like L's. Via.
Via.
Like Pancho Villa.
Right.
Like paella.
Something like that.
Oh my goodness.
Can't keep it away. That's right.
So I saw you've been digging the last few days or Sunday and Saturday. I love trade tokens and amusement tokens, and you posted that token and I was like, ooh, I love the token. I think that
Well,
was my comment too. I love tokens.
I love tokens too. And when I found it, I was like a coin. And then I rubbed it and the center fell out and I went a washer. And you never give up. It's like, nope, make sure it's a washer. And then there were words. And I'm like, freaking token. I love it.
Yeah, cool. So how long you been detecting?
It'll be 6 years in May.
Yeah. Well, what got you all involved in it?
Well, I got married in 83 and I forget what show was on then. I'm like, let's get a metal detector. And my ex said no. And when I got divorced, I decided I needed a hobby and joined metal detecting on Facebook. It was like one of the only groups back then. Didn't know it was out of England. I caught on real quick. And I went and bought a used 350 for 175 bucks from a guy online. And that's the story. I've been
That was it.
hooked ever since.
So did the actual going out and digging? I mean, was it the fact that you were out digging, or the fact that you found something that actually got you addicted? Like for
Actually, here's funny. Like when a couple of weeks before I decided I was going to buy a detector, I have this older gentleman in the next town that lets me put a garden in. And I was getting the garden ready and got home and was like, what's in the bottom of my rubber shoes? And it was an old musket ball stuck
cool.
in the bottom. And I said, that's it. I'm doing it. I'm going to go buy a detector. And my first day, I didn't have a pinpointer and couldn't find my signal. And the next day, my pinpointer arrived and I went and I found a silver ring, day two, basically. And that was it. I was
Nice.
hooked.
Yeah, that would get you hooked. To buy silver right off the bat like that, yeah, definitely.
Is a beautiful silver ring with turquoise.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah. David Villa says finding treasures is like finding gold. It's a fever.
Yeah, it's a fever
it,
too.
Yep.
the, the thing is you don't find silver and gold every day.
Right.
Persistence will pay off. Location is a key. Uh, but when you find that killer find, it's like, yes. I mean, you're just stoked.
So and you live down south, so you got a lot of Civil War history to find too, right?
No, I am in the
No.
mountains of western
Oh.
North Carolina. So there was some Civil War activity here. It was sporadic.
Mm-hmm.
There was more toward Asheville, which is an hour northeast of me. A lot right in the Tennessee corner up there. But they did come through here for the Trail of Tears, relocating what Native Americans they could find to Georgia. In the next county, there is actually an area that they know there was Civil War encampments. So it was here, but not as, like going east, it's tons.
Well, yeah. So you're going east. You're talking more about battlegrounds, right?
Right.
And more in your area would be more like campgrounds,
Exactly.
encampments, I should say. Soldiers
Right.
don't go to campgrounds; they have encampments.
I knew what you meant. I knew what you
I
meant.
know. Yeah. but that sounds like that would be fun to find stuff that they dropped. Buttons,
um,
buckles, unspent
I
bullets.
I go to digging in Virginia twice a year normally. I'm not going this year just because of my work schedule, but I am doing just gone digging the week prior in Virginia, and I have some killer finds from Virginia.
Yeah, historical stuff.
What was that?
Historical.
Oh, yes, yes. God, the first time I went to Virginia, I took my AT Pro. I upgraded from the 350, which my great niece now owns, to the AT Pro, and didn't realize the AT Pro wouldn't do crap in hot Virginia soil. So I was basically committed to woods, but I did find my first eagle eye button with it, and I
Cool.
think 23 bullets. And then I upgraded to a GPX for Virginia. So I swing a heavy 4500, which I've done 6 days of digging with it, 8 hours a day. And you need a week's vacation when you get done doing it.
That's more work than work, huh?
Going over cornfields with that GPX will kick your butt.
Now I've done a little. I haven't done a lot. I have a 350, uh, and my wife has the XT, and we're planning on going out this summer. Hopefully, quite a bit, doing some metal detecting around our area. I live in Toledo. You know, there's not much Civil War history here, but there is battlefield history from
War of
1812,
1812.
right,
Yeah.
and all that time, and my understanding too is that some of the Civil War, some of the Southern soldiers got up this far. Well, not to Toledo, but got up into Ohio.
Oh,
Anyways,
Ohio,
but
there's a lot of Civil War activity in
right,
Ohio.
right.
I mean, I know friends that have found breastplates, box plates, you name it.
One of the things that I know that I've found that I've seen driving through Ohio is the Underground Railroad train. The
Oh yeah.
different signs and stuff that are around the area to give direction. That would be cool stuff to find too. You know, stuff from that time.
Actually, my biggest passion locally is what's called Blackwood Lumber Company, which will be destroyed here soon, which is where I spent the weekend. The state is widening the road. They took, I don't know how much property by eminent domain. One was my friend's house, and once her house got knocked down, I pounded that yard. And I have come up with some tokens Ed would die to see.
Some good
And they're
hard.
not in the and they're not in the token book.
Ah. Are they like hard knocks, Civil War tokens?
No, they are Blackwood Lumber Company tokens, which
Ooh.
opened in 1922 and closed right at the end of World War. I don't want to show my ignorance too. In 44, and then they leveled the 70 houses
Oh.
and disassembled the railroad.
Oh, you know
So
my
that-
address, Barb.
I've had people pull out $500 asking to buy some of my tokens, and
Oh,
it
wow.
won't happen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
understand that, but you know,
Yeah, those
I
are pretty
do
much
wheel and deal
local,
sometimes.
aren't they? So that you're not going to find
But they
them
were
all over.
well, no, they specifically say Blackwood Lumber, but they were made by a company in Ohio that did uh, lumber tokens and mining tokens, and it was a big company. And the company changed names in 1929, and all of these tokens and coins date prior to 1929.
Do you know where that's at? That would be a fun place to check out.
Um,
I mean, even
comp-
around the area where the plant used to be, because
yeah,
I guarantee you they got a dump site somewhere where they threw away stuff that wasn't quite right.
I got really bad light in here. I it's Ingle Shirelow Company, and they were in business from 1909 to 1927, and they were in Ohio. I actually, whoop, did I grab it?
Mm.
I
Yeah.
actually, American Digger magazine, volume. And March, April 2018, I published an article.
What was that?
I don't
Applause for
know.
Barb.
Oh, okay.
I published an article on Blackwood lumber and all of the finds up to that point, which I have found a lot more sense. And I actually won second place for Amateur Writer of the Year from my article.
Now, Ed.
Yeah, my finger hit it before. My
And
finger's
so the
blonde too.
it's okay. The article talks about the tokens and the history of the lumber company. And there's still a lot of lumber yards available. It's just getting permission to do it because it's not state owned. But
So you got to deal with
permission.
the actual owner then.
I do, and he and I aren't real good friends. And I'm a Yankee, and most people know it when I open my mouth.
Wait a
Even though
minute.
I've
Wait a
been
minute. Let
here
me ask you.
since
Did you move down there?
I was born on Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts.
I know, but did you move down
Oh,
there?
you
I
don't.
moved to. I did the
No.
worst.
Okay, you're not a Yankee. You're a damn Yankee.
Yeah, I am because I went. I actually they call me a halfback because I moved to. I moved to Florida in 81 to go to paramedic school. And when I graduated nursing school in 92, I moved up here in 94 to be closer to my family. And so they called me a halfback because I went to Florida and came halfway back.
Yeah. Yeah. When I went
but I
down to
started,
Texas, they called me a damn Yankee because I moved down there.
yeah, well, you know the difference between a Yankee and a damn Yankee.
What?
A Yankee comes and visits, a damn Yankee comes and stays.
Mhm. Oh, it was even worse for me because of my heritage.
Gold chasers like nursing school. I got into medicine. My mother wanted me to be a nurse all my life. And when I got out of school, I rebelled. You know, I was a 70s girl and said, no, I wanted to be an artist. And I finally realized I needed a career. But my dad had a heart attack on me in 79, and I did CPR on him, my first patient that I did CPR on. And he survived. He lived to 85 or 86 years old. He was dead when I did CPR on him. And I went to EMT school that winter, became certified, and then went to paramedic school and then became a nurse. And
Cool.
I'll be a nurse in May, 28 years. But metal detecting is my second passion.
Are you still working then? You still working?
I work for the Cherokee Nation, and I love it.
Cool.
Most of my residents are Native American. They didn't like the joke, the hunt for the engine, and trying to explain to them it was not in any way derogatory toward Native Americans. It's all about a penny.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take Kelly Indian head penny this week and say it's a beautiful coin. You just don't understand. It
Right.
is the hunt. It is an engine, and the hunt is about a penny.
Right.
I can understand. I can understand
Gold Chase is saying I said nursing school instead of nursing. Well, you know, being a Yankee, there are if it's idea, you say idea. You lose your G's, you add R's. It's just what Yankees do.
Yeah, I don't like my son lives in Mass now. My ex-wife's from Mass, and I didn't talking to you, Barb. I didn't catch your Mass accent. You've been out of there for a while.
I've lived below the Mason-Dixon more years than I have above it. I only lived 21 years below it, and I'm a lot longer than that below it. I'm not gonna tell you my age. Sorry.
No worries. No worries.
And they want to know if it's soda or pop. It's soda. Pop is my dad, or my grandpa. Sorry.
It's Pepsi.
But I want to show you what really hooked me when I started hunting at Blackwood Lumber. There's you can Google it and find a couple of pictures. The houses were on either side of this dirt road. The dirt road is still there. It's gravel now. And I found some cars and some wheat pennies, but hopefully you can see this. It's in plastic, sorry. Um, it's got the B. Oops, let me back it up. You can see the little hole right there.
Yeah.
Well, that's a B, which means they paid the person for this token, and it's a $5 payday token. And it was when I pulled, I thought it was junk. It sounded so good, and so I really wasn't careful, and I dinged it. There's a little scratch on it.
Oh.
But it's a $5 lumber day payday token. And it says pay to the person that deserve this on this week or something like that, that they would basically get $5 for this token. Well, when I found this, I about crapped my drawers. Because I was expecting a beer can or something. And
So let me
I
let me understand this. So typically, were tokens used to trade for goods and stuff from from the company store? And that how they were used?
Well, what they would do is give you this token at the end of payday, and you had to turn it in for money when the bank came in with money.
Ah,
So if you lost these, you didn't get paid.
ah.
And
So
if you redeemed it, they stamped it in case they lost it. Nobody could redeem it again.
oh, okay. So it was like nullifying the coin because it's been already been paid.
Right.
So you can't,
And so
like you can't cash the same check twice.
right. So it's stamped with a big B, meaning it was redeemed.
Cool.
And if I pull this one, can you see them both?
A little closer, please.
Yep.
You can see the difference in sizes.
Yeah.
Well, this other one is a 1-day payday token.
Oh.
Now you could lose that really easy.
Yeah. So
It also has
and what was that worth to them?
$1 and $5.
Ah, cool. You found both of the same place?
I found about 100 feet away from each other.
Well, same area, same.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So you consider that one of your best finds?
From the
or two of your best finds?
From the lumber company, I also have. Oh, I picked up the same one. Oh, I have these. One's round, one's octagon. Oh, see if I can get them there.
Oh, right there.
One's a 50-cent grocery store merchandise token. The other is a $1 token.
Okay, so those tokens, they wouldn't stamp then, right? Those were in trade.
These, when you got your money, if you went to the grocery store and you were due change, they gave you these instead of real money. So you're kind of bound to them to give these back to them.
It'd be like good for $5 in trade or good for.
The only ones I have found have been 50-cent ones and $1 ones. But then what's even more interesting is this. And I wish y'all could see what it says. It's actually a meal token. It says good for one meal.
Wow.
Oh.
And I found 3 of those.
Is that like for a half day's work or something?
Like I said, if you have any you want to get rid of, you know my address.
No. No. And then this was my first Indian I found. And people think I haven't found an Indian because I've had this stupid bet with Cody Fisher in Oregon, the hunt for the Indian head penny. And I actually found 2 at the lumber company 2 years ago. But we've had this bet ever since, and it took me 2 years to find my 3rd one, which I found this past weekend.
Cherry Curry wants to know if you found any booze ones for booze, trade for booze.
No.
No? Did they have them?
I don't know.
They had tokens for everything. You know, good for a screw, good for whatever, you name it.
Right. Well, yeah, I guess if you
You got to remember they're in the Bible Belt here, so
Oh yeah, no,
you
all
know.
right, no,
Oh
no,
yeah,
no,
that
no
stuff
booze and
happens
no
no matter
wild women.
where.
Yeah, you might have got prosecuted at the, burnt at the stake around here for that.
Yeah, you come think of it, you might find those out west then.
And this is really cool. And I had hit this place forever with the AT Pro, and I go back with the Deus. It's a gold-plated pocket watch front that is
Yeah, I was gonna
just
say that looks like a part of a pocket watch.
it's
That
the
was
front of it.
that was my
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
That or a
Um,
contact for makeup.
Of
no,
course,
it's a
that's just
pocket
that.
watch.
Of course, Barbara Michael Busybee says it's also a moonshine country.
I can tell you when I moved here, I went to a friend's house and I walked in and I said, Lord, y'all been doing a ton of canning. And he said, well, why don't you just open up and see what we've been canning? And there had to be 15 cases of pint-sized jars. And I opened the top and I went, oh, get out of here. It was all filled with shine.
Oh yeah, I love that stuff.
Yep.
I know
I
what.
got some. I got some for medicinal purposes under the cabinet.
Absolutely, you got it.
Always.
I drink spring water whenever I can.
This will take the hair off your
Yeah.
chest for sure.
I tell you what, I was at the Thermal City. Got my very first taste of moonshine, and that wasn't too long ago. Um, and I definitely found out why they like it. Because you can get so plastered the night before, wake up the next day and not feel a thing, not even feel like you had anything to drink at all. So yeah, I understand why they like that.
You maybe. I don't know about me.
Yeah. So yeah. So she gonna go ahead.
So, what? Oh, okay. Now, we have plans for the treasure hunt while our guest takes a quick break.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Oh, yeah.
I've never done a treasure hunt before, but I think we'll have this. I think it'll work out good. I made it as simple as I can.
We need a little challenging. Oh,
The rules and the process are going to be fairly simple. I mean, no one's going to have to do anything dangerous or look for anything weird or anything like that. It'll be mostly puzzle solving and figuring out words and stuff. So it'll be fun.
Sorry, I'll be honest. I had to run to the ladies' rooms, guys.
Oh, I thought. Here I thought you had to go pee.
I did. But I'm going to tell you what, metal detecting really saved me during my divorce. I mean, it really did. I dropped probably 25 pounds. My doctor was upset with me. And once I started meeting people, I became friends. I have like 800 friends on Facebook. Half of them I've never met.
Right.
But it's good for the soul because you get out there, you put the headphones, and if you don't hunt with headphones, you need to. Because once you get into the mode and listening to sounds, and without headphones, you will miss so much that you don't realize you're missing.
I'll have to remember when we're out deeping, Jesse.
Right.
Use my headphones.
Use your headphones. So you've
got to.
Yeah. Do you go out alone or do you go with other people all the time or?
I actually 95% of the time I hunt alone. I carry a can of mace that hangs on my belt, and I carry a 4-inch blade. I don't carry my gun. I do have a concealed carry permit, but a lot of the places I hunt, I'm not allowed to have a gun.
No. Well, that sucks.
Yeah. Well, I Hunting
Wait,
county parks. I have this big baseball field. I haven't hit in a while, but I will this winter. Um, there used to be two schools there, and I hit it with the AT Pro, and it's not hot soil because they brought it in. But I found 7 silver dimes, 6 of them in left field, one in right field. The
I
oldest,
was
a
just gonna
19.
ask you. I was just gonna ask you about that at a ball field. Now, because like I said earlier, I don't do a lot of it. So if I look at a ball field, I'm thinking, well, where would I want to metal detect? And I would think along the bench on both sides, or where the audience is sitting.
Well,
But you're finding
no.
coins out in the field, huh?
Well, the thing is there were two schools, one in the front of near the road, one in the back behind the fields. And once I dug a couple of holes, I realized they moved dirt, and you can
Uh-huh.
tell they moved dirt. Um, because when you go down so far, the dirt color changes. So you don't know where they brought the dirt from where, but
Oh, okay, right.
they pulled all the silver coins from the schoolyard into left field except for one. And the oldest one is a 1909 New Orleans Barber dime that's in mint condition.
Oh, nice.
And it's a beautiful when I found that, two rosies and a merc all within an hour in left field.
Oh, wow. Let me interrupt you for a second. Hello, Gypsy. She just come in to say hello.
Hi,
Hi,
Gypsy.
Gypsy.
How are you? I know you're extremely busy. Thanks for
Right.
dropping in and visiting us.
Yes, absolutely. Anytime.
He was a
Michael
great
Michael
guest,
Busy Bee
too.
says was kind of answering me. He says depends on how old the field is. The outfield can be good.
Well, the schools that were there were late 1800, early 1900s, and they tore them down and made a baseball field, so it was worth hitting. And
Okay.
if you dig good holes, my park people are great. They drive over and they go, "Have you found anything good today?" um, because I don't mess their fields up. I
Right.
take really good care. I don't dig when it's muddy. I don't dig when it's dry. I dig when it's ideal conditions to do that perfect plug, put it back, and
Gotcha.
because they know I don't destroy anything, they're cool. They come by and go, "Found anything good today?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I found 2 silver coins." And they're like, "Cool," and off they go.
Well, that's cool. I think that's really important too. Is you have to be a good steward of your hobby and of where you're digging. So I think the more we can all do that, the better for the hobby and the lifestyle.
Absolutely. And I actually dug in a park. It's a kitty lot, a big kitty lot. And it was great because the parents are like, "Can they play with you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I had kids digging coins. We had a blast for hours.
Oh,
Well,
I'll
I had
bet.
gone into the park over a bridge, and I left by the bridge. Well, the next time I went to the park, I went to the back gate, and when I walk in, it says no metal detecting allowed. And I went, "Oops. Uh, I guess you should have a sign facing both ways."
But did anybody did anybody else see him besides the people that were there? I mean, none of the.
No, and I had like 10, 15 kids hunting. I'm like, "You can dig this one and you can keep that." And the parents were like, "Thank you so much." They're having a blast.
Cool.
That's awesome. That's
Yep.
kind of reminds me like when we have Cub Scouts and doing panning
Yep. Yep.
demonstrations and at the gold shows at the panning booths. But
Well, yeah,
sometimes the parents are worse, though. They'll
Yeah.
push their kid aside and say, "Gold." How much
Did you
is
have
this
that with
worth?
any of the parents there? Did any of the parents want to get involved too?
Oh no, they were happy. Just I took their kids off their hands for a
I don't
couple
care
of
what you're doing. You got
hours.
my kids.
Yeah, yeah. This one lady was like, "Are you sure you're okay with her?" I went, "Oh yeah, come on, she can dig this one." And I'm like, and I said, "I'm a nurse, I just like the metal detect." And they, once you say you're a nurse, you're kind of like in with most people.
Oh yeah, you're a trusting person. You're a nurse. I wasn't being sarcastic. Trust me.
No, it's okay.
I have great
But
respect for nurses.
Oh, me
My
too.
mom and
well,
grandmother were both RN.
Well, at that point, I ran a nursing program for the community college, and so the one lady said something. I said, "My name's Barb. I work at Southwestern. I run the nursing program," and they were like, "Oh yeah, it's a good program." So that kind of helped too. So I think I want to show you what I consider. Oh, it's probably my best find, only because it's probably the most expensive find I ever found. Um, I went to Florida and went and visited my sister. Well, I was there for a conference, but I went and saw her for the day because she was having a really bad time. Her daughter had passed away. And uh, I said, let's just go to the beach and look for shells, and I'll take my metal detector. And I took my XP Deus and we walked a good mile. And on the way back, I got this signal and I went, that's freaking gold. That is gold. I can tell that is gold. And I dug what was silver. And I'm thinking it's junk. It's silver plated junk. I don't know. I psyched myself out and I threw it in my change purse for a month. And somebody said, "Have you ever checked that out?" And I went, "No, I'm going to go home and do it today." And I did. And it had hallmarks for 9 karat white gold.
Wow. That's
And the bracelet turned out to be junk. I took it to a jeweler. And he said that's a European trick where they do hollow links and don't weld them. So they spent probably close to six, seven, $800 on the charms on it. They are white gold with diamonds. And I found one online for $150 3 years ago. Um, let's see if I can get this. It's got 4 little charms and 2 are shoes and 2 are purses. And
so so the chain's junk, but the charms are silver,
well,
right?
actually,
No.
this chain I bought for
Oh,
$380,
okay.
which is white gold, and my jeweler put the charms on the bracelet for me.
Oh, okay. And the charms are what? White gold?
They're white, 9 karat white gold
Okay.
with diamonds.
Oh, nice.
Uh, I don't think you can see, but they have
Oh
little
yeah,
teeny
you can see.
diamonds. Yeah. And the shoes are really, really cute. And they have little diamonds on them too. So that's probably my most expensive killer little find. This purse actually has gold on the front of it. You can
Oh
see
wow.
it.
Yep.
Yeah, has gold on it. So that's probably my most expensive find. So I have this really killer bracelet I wear twice a year because I don't want to lose it.
Right. So what's your most unique?
Ooh, I don't know. I got a couple. Can I give a couple?
Sure.
Oh, sure.
Okay. This is killer. It has little roses on it.
Oh yeah, I see them.
Yeah. It is a copper bracelet I found in Dallas, Georgia, outside a barn. It's bent. I talked to
Yeah,
somebody about it's got a buckle. It actually has a
I see the
buckle, like
buckle. Yeah, I see the buckle.
yeah. And
It's
everyone
buckle, isn't it?
yeah, and it's a copper bracelet, and it's probably about late 1800s, early 1900s. But I found that with my good friend Elise in Dallas. And everyone I talked to said, do not try to straighten it, just
It'll
leave it the
break.
way it is.
It'll break.
Some other
Thanks
things, I
for the
found these in
super
Athens,
chat.
Georgia, and these are brass, and they're old cattle auction tags, and they're heavy. And I pitied the cow that had these in their ear because they do weight. They have some weight. I can see
Yeah.
their ear like dragging down here. Yeah, I found those at an old 1800s house in Athens. This, the only cap gun that is whole, 100% 1957, I do believe. Um, Found in a yard. I actually found a killer. I just dropped dirt on my computer. In the same yard I found that.
That gun's not old.
Yeah,
I,
it is old.
At
No,
least
it's
it
not.
wasn't. You
I
weren't trying to show us
but
gold in a gold pan with water in it, Barb.
I I I actually
Okay, Ed.
about
Sorry.
50 about 50 feet from that gun, I found a 1907 Astron Carnier ring from France. And it turns out it used to be a cabbage patch. So how it got there, I don't know, but I found it. It's gorgeous.
Yeah,
I didn't,
I don't consider anything after or from 1950s till now old.
well, 1950 was before I was born by a few years, so it is old.
It's not.
So now I'm going to show you one of my finds from this weekend.
You know, I saw that. I saw you. When did you find out that was? That looks like part of a hat. The emblem on a
It's
hat.
it's actually cross cannons. But we haven't decided if it's Civil War or pre-Civil War.
I don't know.
Well, American Digger magazine had me send them a bunch of pictures, and they're sending them to a couple of people to look at it and determine what it is. The nice thing is I found a gorgeous green D buckle about 20 feet from it, which I know predates the lumber company. And a friend of mine, their dad found a Civil War sword down below my house. So we know there was Civil War in the area. I've looked online and it does look like the Civil War cross cannon.
Yeah.
So it's bent. Somebody told me to heat it and try to bend it back. I'm like, no, it's in a
Leave it
case.
alone.
You got that, buddy.
Yeah, leave it alone.
Have try sending some good pictures to Matt Howell about it. He's really up on the Civil War stuff. From
Matt
Gone Digging.
congratulated. Yeah, I've dug with Matt numerous times, and he told me it was Civil War. And Kim Cox from Pennsylvania said it is exactly like the one he found at Brandy Rock. So we're like 98% sure it is Civil War.
Sweet. That's
Okay.
awesome.
And then I have this. I found this at Brandy Rock. The farm is called Brandy Rock. It's actually Brandy Station where the battle was. And this is an Enfield oil can that was issued with Enfield rifles. It is a killer find. It's smushed. I ain't unsmushing it. I'm gonna leave it just the way it is. But it's like maybe an inch and a quarter tall. That is one of my best Civil War finds.
David Villa said artillery hat badge.
Yes. It was a pin that they wore on their hat.
Right.
Ooh, that's sweet. Like I said, you know my address.
and where I have my garden, I metal detect sometimes when I'm there. Um, let's see if any of our people know what this is.
Oh, I know what that is.
I know what it is too. I actually had somebody.
That looks like the
Shh.
okay.
Okay,
I
room.
see what it is.
Okay, room. What is that? Flash fam.
Well, it's a hood ornament, but it's more than just a hood ornament. It's from 1937. It's a Chevy hot rod hood ornament. And I found one online for a couple $100.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Is that a falcon? Is that a bird?
I found the exact one online. That's how I know what it was, but it was off a Chevy hot rod.
No, I'm talking about the
Yeah, it's
a
like a
bird.
falcon or a
Okay, yeah.
bird or
Right.
yeah.
Hood ornament, falcon, hood ornament, house socks.
You know what? You know what? It's nice to be a rookie because when you find something and you go, I got something, like the Enfield oil can. When I found that, I walked to an old timer. I looked at the oldest person with the biggest coil and went, that dude knows what he's doing. And I walked over and he said, what you got? And I showed him the oil can and he goes, congratulations. I only know what it is because I found one years ago and they're rare. And I went, thank you so much, sir. And so you always go to the experts that you're hunting with at Virginia. And so I found this field and I was there with Jewel. And she's like, are you finding anything? I said, I've decided dig every nail because every nail I dig, there's a rivet or a button or a bullet in the hole with the nail.
There's
So I
something
just
else with
started,
it,
yeah, I just started digging nail signals. And I found this button and I went, what the heck is that? And stuck it in my pouch. It is sealed in Mod Podge because it is pewter. And actually it was sealed in a ball of mud and it came back to North Carolina and stayed in a ball of mud for 2 weeks till I had time to take it out of the mud, clean it real quick, let it dry, put it, in the oven for like 5 minutes, dry it, and then seal it in Mod Podge. And this is the button.
Cool.
And when I came out of the field, Tony I know, Tony H. He is a big Civil War relic hunter. He said, you find anything? And I said, Tony, I got a ton of buttons, but what is this? And handed him the button and he went, oh my God, you have a French chassis air button that the troops bought from France to put on their uniforms. And he's like, I've never seen one come in that good a shape. So it stayed in a mud ball for weeks until I knew I could handle it, seal it, and cover it so it doesn't deteriorate. Because
Right.
pewter will literally, over the years, fall apart. And it's got the shank. It's got the shank still intact. And so it's a really good specimen. It looks like crap, but for the age and what it's made of, it's really good.
Randy Lewis wants to know what Mod Podge.
It's what you can actually use for my
Decoupage.
Is that like decoupage?
yeah, kinda. I don't know
Well,
what I did with
it's the coating they put on.
it's kind of like glue.
Yeah.
So I carry Mod Podge and Elmer's glue. You can mix Elmer's glue with water 50% and do the same thing, or you can use Mod Podge and it's like an Elmer's glue. The thing is, it will wash off if you wanted to try to restore it a little more, the Mod Podge or the Elmer's glue and water will wash off. But I put like 8 coats on this to make
So
sure I got it sealed.
yeah, so you want it sealed so it doesn't deteriorate anymore, but you still want to be able to get at it if you want to clean it up more.
Right.
Right, gotcha.
Right. And so you're putting on something on it that you can take off.
Right, right.
But it is sealed. It has stayed as perfect as it was from the day I got it. One of my this is probably my proudest find, because if I had known what it was, I probably would have never found one. we
If you'd
went
been looking for it, you would have found it, right?
exactly. And so we went metal detecting at what's called Fair Oaks. And I rode with this Virginian guy, Butch, and I love him to death. But for a Virginian, he talks faster than the Yankees do. And he has a really big Virginian accent that I have to say, Butch, slow down. I can't. I want to hear what you're saying. But he told us all the way from Culpeper to Fair Oaks the history and which generals were here in this church and where the soldiers were located. And so day 2 at Fair Oaks, I had food poisoning. I got food poisoning the night before. It was a bad night. Thank God for probiotics and Pepsid. And so I headed out. I stayed close to camp for the morning just to make sure. And after I ate and I was good at lunch, I headed off into the woods and I started hitting bullets. And I dug 4 in one hole. They were melted. And literally, like every foot, I was digging a bullet and digging a bullet. I ended up lying on my stomach digging bullets because I'm like dehydrated. And my savior, Bob, brought me water because I refused to leave. I'm like, I'm not leaving till there's not another bullet here. And everyone just stay out of my place. And
Don't jump my hole.
I actually had a girl I know, I won't say her name, said to me, Barb, do you mind if I come in and help you? And I went, hell yeah. Do you see? I said, you see that tree, that tree, that tree, that tree? Stay outside. And I literally had, when Bob came back, he went, oh my God, have you found a bullet in every one of those holes? I went, yeah. And he gave me water. And when I finished for the day, I was there like 4 hours dying. I said, I'm going to make one more sweep of the perimeter because I had really stayed like close. And I found this.
What's that?
That's a
Got a
bullet.
hole in the bottom. It's a bullet. There's 3 different varieties of this bullet. It's called a Nesler bullet. And I found it and I threw it in my pouch. My case, because I don't want to damage anything. And when I walked out of the woods, this young guy is digging a freaking parrot shell like this big, big parrot shell. And he's 3 feet down. And I went, dang, that is sweet. And of course, they're still loaded. They could explode. So you always take a bucket with you so you can fill it with water and throw your artillery shells in to get them home safely to defuse them. And I went, that is really cool. And my driver, Ambrose, looks at me and goes, you find anything good today? And I went, yeah. And I opened my case. I'm like, I got a lot of bullets, a bunch of varieties, but I got this. What is it? And they all looked at me and said, you're kidding me. And I went, no, what is it? And my driver says, I've been hunting 60 years and I've never found one. It's at the top of my bucket list.
Oh, wow.
And the young kid next to him says, I've dug over 170 bullets today. They're all yours for that one.
You knew right there to say no, right?
Well, she does still have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said, thank you, but no, I think I'll take it home. My bullet book is in the van. I'm gonna go get it. And I went and got it and looked at it. And the reason it is worth, I found one on eBay for $300 for that little bullet. That little bullet, 300 bucks.
Wow.
Wow.
It was made by the North Carolina School for the Deaf, Dumb, and Blind. And it was made for the Southern soldiers that brought their home shotguns from home. They made this bullet for them.
Oh, so that's a slug for a shotgun then.
It's a slug for a shotgun.
Wow.
And so it is guaranteed 100% Confederate. It is the only place that the Neslers were made.
Huh.
That just came in the room. Yeah, Barb's still here, Matt.
Oh, Dwight wants to bet. Dwight's bidding $5. Add 2 zeros to that, Dwight, and it's yours. And no,
I'm
that's
sure you would.
no. I would not sell it. I would not sell it. It's when you have only one of something, it's hard to let go of it.
Right.
I hear you there, sister. I hear you there.
So, I mean, I have lots of good fun. I mean, I could sit here for 3 hours pulling pines out, but Dwight did want to see the engines. This is only some of them. I have so many that.
Yeah.
And you're acquiring more every week or two.
Well, this is even better, Dwight. Here, it's full of engines. Okay.
Let me respond let me respond to Down East Detecting and Prospecting. I don't think she needs 10 of your engines.
But there's a Morgan in there too. So all of my tokens, and there's tons of stuff. This engine, this is probably my best engine. I won this at a metal detecting hunt. It's valued at $100. It's already been appraised. And I Googled it, and so I keep that hidden so people like Dwight can't find it in the house.
Oh, you two crack me up now and during the auction.
But yeah, it was funny because when I won that, I forget how many tokens you had to have, and they were like, "Who has this many?" And I was like, "I do," and they were like, "Are you kidding?" And I was like, "Why would I win?" And they were like, "This graded engine," and I'm like, "Bring it on."
Vicky, Victoria, Oregon, or Bus wants to know, how do you find places to dig?
I have tried door knocking, and I've got no. I got one yes. I make friends with people, giving them vegetables and things, and then I ask them if I can metal detect their yard.
Oh, you bribe them, in other words, with food.
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
Yeah,
whatever works, right?
Yeah, neighbors.
Yeah.
Well, I hunt my neighbor's yard. The Hoopers owned 100 acres here. So when I'm bored and I don't want to go far, I just go hunt their property because they're cool. I haven't hit out back, but I plan on it because I know they found railroad ties up there, and they have some old cisterns up there. And Jody's like, "Yep, go hunt it." I asked them Saturday, so
nice.
I'll be up there. Before the snakes come out.
Let me see. Matt, our good buddy at Gone Digging, I think he wants to borrow that one musket ball, that one prized possession of yours.
No,
Loan it to me, Barb.
Oh, no. Here's the thing. actually coming back from Massachusetts a couple years ago, stopped and got a hotel room and went digging with Matt. And he found all the good stuff, except I did find an apothecary's weight from like 1600s, which I, again, didn't know what it was. I'm like, what is this? It looks really cool. Um, I gave him, my dad had these two old cannons that were replicas of old cannons, and I gave him my dad's cannons. I will not give him my Nesler. I'll deed it to you in my will, but you can't have it till then.
She won't even loan it to you, Matt.
Doc Rose says he bribed you with cheese and beer.
No,
No.
beer, yeah.
That's who he bribes for permission. What he uses to bribe for permission.
Oh, I see. Good idea.
Well, now the lumber company yard is state-owned property. They took it by eminent domain. So unless there are laws that you can't hunt it. I probably have 200 hours in the lumber company, and I can't tilt this real good, but this is only one case of items from the lumber company.
Wow.
I've got thimbles, I've got clock parts, I've got old bottle tops, tons of buttons. I love the blue pottery. These were all found after a rainstorm. I have found some marbles, a clay marble, compact case lids. This is cool, an old miner's tag. There was a mine up the road.
Ooh, sweet.
So I am working on my second case. The other case has my heel taps, my toe taps, I think 5 harmonica reeds. And so I love the lumber company, and it kills me that they're bulldozing it. But I've put like 200 hours into that area to find basically 2 Riker cases full of fines and about 28 wheat pennies.
So you ever
and no silver, no silver. The only thing besides a penny, I found a buffalo nickel this weekend. No silver at all.
Wow.
Now call DOT because I talked to DOT, and they're the ones that told me I could hunt from the power poles to the road. So call them. Hey, Dwight, I gave you the weeds. Remember, I paid for the weeds and gave you the weeds. Okay, don't forget, I gave you the weedy excitement. So, but I would have given you the engines, but you got outbid, so I outbid him. So, you gotta suck it up, Dwight.
No crying. So, is there anything that's in your bucket list that you'd like to buy?
A CS plate.
One day.
Okay.
One day.
And I don't have a bucket list. I have a what I will never find bucket list. That way, if I find it, I never expected to find it anyway. So,
right. Any place you'd like to metal detect?
My goal is to retire in 4 years. Actually, 3 years and 11 months. And I want to metal detect in every state in the country.
There you go.
That's a goal.
That's my goal, to metal detect in every single state. I think I've knocked off maybe 12 so far.
So is there anything that you specialize in? Like, do you specialize in just relics, or you specialize in coins? I know some people do.
like everything.
Yeah.
To me, it's my de-stressor.
Uh-huh.
I have a stressful job. Um, I worked in ICU for years. I've taught. I've ran a
Oh yeah.
nursing program, and I work in a nursing home. But I am what's called the MDS coordinator, and basically, I get to fill out this massive form on every resident every 3 months for Medicare and Medicaid.
Oh,
Uh, and so I have like deadlines every day. Like I had to do 2 care plans today. Tomorrow I have an MDS to close and a care plan. And so going metal detecting, I just throw all that crap right out the back door and forget about it.
right. De-stress. That's, you know, if you that's how you get out of it. That's just nothing but healthy. You know,
It it and it gives you exercise, it gives you fresh
right?
air. Yeah, I smoke and drink, but oh well. Um, but I love it. And I'd go by myself. I actually invited somebody to go Sunday and they couldn't go with me, my boss's husband. And when I found the Indian, he said, "It's a dang good thing I didn't go with you because if I had found that, you would have killed me." And I said, "No, I wouldn't have." And I went, "Yeah, I probably would have killed you. I'd be in jail right now."
Yeah,
Uh, but it's good. I've met tons of people. I've hunted with Matt. Um, I just went to Florida and met a bunch. I had already met the New Age Goonies up in Ohio years ago. I've hunted with Sam and Evan, Bill Marsh, Bill Hayes, Denny Morrison. I mean, I've hunted with a ton of great metal
That's
detectors.
who's missing.
Um,
I didn't see Bill Marsh in here at all tonight.
no, I haven't seen him in here tonight.
yeah, and I've hunted Leighton Harrington. I hunted with him and he found an Indian, but he did give it to me, which was funny. Um, he's a great metal detectorist. He's done this for years. He scuba dives. He does everything. So I have met some awesome people being in this sport, and I'm not. I have an AT Pro. I use it once in a blue moon just because it says "Please swing me." I have my XP Deus is my everyday go-to machine. My Knox 800 is my beach. I will Yes, I found that gold with the Deus, but the Knox kills it on the beach and in the water. And then I have my MineLab GPX for Virginia. So, I'm not a one brand person. I'm going to use what machine's going to get the job done.
Right,
Ah,
right.
sounds kind of like us. We're
Yep,
not really brand loyal, we're recovery loyal.
Yeah.
yep, yep. Yeah, it was really good to see Sam Evan back doing videos again. I've been gone for a while.
Yeah. They've been gone for quite a while.
Right. That's all right. Sometimes you got to take a break from that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, life happens, but
Right.
I my first class ring I found in my mother's yard, and it took a hour and a half to contact the person through Facebook, friends of friends of friends, and he told me he lost it at a beach party. And I said, "Well, you must have been with my sister at that beach party because it was in my front yard." And he said, "No,"
Okay.
he said, "No way." And I said, "Where do you live?" And he lived in Rhode Island. And I said, "I'm leaving Massachusetts Sunday. I will call you and see you at 9 o'clock in the morning and return that ring a couple days after I found it to somebody that was a neighbor of mine back in the 60s, 70s."
Wow. They might have found it at the beach when they were there.
No, I think there was a little hanky panky going on.
Well, okay.
And I at the lumber company I found Army 3rd Cavalry ring, which turned out
Nice.
to belong to the people that the state took their house and tore it down. And I got to return that to his father, who said, I had that ring like 20 years ago and it just disappeared. And I'm like, well, it disappeared in their front yard because that's where I found it. And he tried to pay me for his own ring. And I'm like, no, sir, you can't do that. It's your ring. And
Right.
here, and he makes rings out of silver dimes and took one off his finger and said, try this on. And so now I wear his silver dime ring, and
Cool.
he has his third cavalry ring back.
Nice. Very nice.
That's
So
awesome.
do you do that? Do you do that often?
Return things?
Yeah, you know, especially rings if you can find the owners.
Oh, absolutely. I have a 1941 class ring that I have looked for the owner and can't find, but I found some dog tags in South Carolina. I went to hunt with friends, and all these guys were metal detecting this area, and they leave and I go over and I'm like, y'all missed something. And they're like, what? And I'm like, dog tag. And
Wow.
I found the gentleman's obituary online. I was able to find his wife's address online, but you know, it may not be where they get their mail. So I wrote this really nice letter saying who I was, what I did for a living, what I did for a hobby, and I had found this dog tag with the name, the social security and everything, and said I didn't want to mail it and then it get lost in the mail if you didn't get mail at this address. So if you get this letter, please call me at home, and gave her my phone number. And I'm sitting here one night and the phone rings and I went, I don't know that number. And and something said pick it up, and I
Answer
picked
it.
it up
Yeah.
and I said, hello. And she said, is this Barb? And she's 80 something years old. And I said, yes, it is. And she said, this is Doris. And I'm like, oh my God, Doris, you got my letter. And we talked for 45 minutes. Her husband never told her that he lost the dog tag. He was stationed at that base. It's pre-nom because it has the toe notch on it.
Okay.
And she's like, I don't have his dog tags. I said, well, you will have his original dog tag because that's where he was stationed immediately. And she said, if you ever get down here, please come and see me. And that hasn't happened, but I did mail it to her in a nice gold box with the letter. And she sent me this huge thank you letter back that she had told her kids all about me and how special I was. And I still have those cards from her.
That's awesome. Very,
Yeah, it
very
is.
cool. Very cool. That has to make your year.
It does, and so I've been doing this 6 years. I've done 3 returns. That's not a lot, but it meant so much to the people that I returned them to.
Well, that's three more than wouldn't have happened if you hadn't been doing this. I mean, you know, you can try to play it down all you want, but that's 3 rings that would have never gotten, or 3 objects that would have never gotten back to their owners, or those who deserve to have them. So that's really cool. That's
And
an
it
awesome story. That's
and
actually,
and
to me, that's better than all the treasures. Well, maybe except that bullet behind you.
it it is. And the class ring, yeah, I had actually said to Gene, I said, I have your class ring. And he said, are you sure? And I said, yeah, it's got your initials in it. And I said, this is going to kill me to give you this because it's the first gold I find. But you know what? My conscience could not let me keep this ring. You're getting it back. And he gave me this beautiful card. We talked for I don't know how long. He was in my older sister. He's like 6 years older than me. And he said, I read the card and he was like, now make sure you read the card down the road. I said, I really gotta go. I've got 18 hours to drive. And I stopped in Connecticut and I opened it up and I'm reading it. And in the card at the very bottom, it says, open up the envelope. And I opened up the envelope, and he had taped $100 bill inside
Wow.
the envelope.
Bastard.
And
Wow.
he he had lost the ring 44 years prior.
Wow. That's cool.
And
So
he said,
go ahead.
go ahead.
No,
He had
go ahead.
said,
Finish the story.
he had said the week before, I was thinking about my ring, wishing I had had it. And then here you called telling me you have it.
Wow.
Wow.
What's that deserves something. Ooh, wrong
No,
one.
wrong
Oh.
one.
Oops, not that.
Don't play with
Maybe that.
Keep trying. Hey, keep trying, Ed. You'll get it right one time.
Like I imagine also not every ring that you find you return because you can't.
Oh no, I got a case of rings that I don't even post them because you ain't getting them back.
Yeah. Also, no gold rings other than those glass rings. Gold and
Nope.
silver. No. No, that
Oh,
sucks.
lots of silver. I
Oh
got
well.
tons of silver rings.
Well, good.
Tons of silver rings.
Hang on
But
to it.
no,
It's going up.
I got one gold ring, class ring I haven't been able to return. But no, I've literally the class ring, the one I still have, and that bracelet. Oh, I do have gold and opal earrings that I found, but that's it. Mostly silver, not a lot of gold.
Miss Laurel says, auction some of those gold rings. I'm in.
I have posted rings before, and people go, "How much you want for it?" And I'm like, "It's in my case. I don't need the money." And I'm not sounding, whatever. I work for the tribe now. I worked for the state, and I got paid once a month and live payday to payday, starving. And now I work for the tribe, and I make good money, and I keep all my relics.
That's
When I
cool.
get old and gray, I might need to sell them, but I've been giving things back. I just restored an axe I found in my neighbor's yard, and a copper ring that has a hallmark with gold, and a flat button I found on his property. And I returned them this weekend, and they were tickled.
Cool. So it's all about the fun. It's all about the hunt.
I love it.
Well,
It's
that
just a good hobby, good people, good exercise, good for your mind. And when I go home, my niece, my great niece, lost her mother unexpectedly. She died of a stroke at 40.
Thanks.
And my other niece has custody of her because her dad is a dirtbag and turned her over so he didn't have to pay child support. So she's my detecting buddy when I go home. And last June, we detected probably 20 hours that week. And that makes it all worth it. She found her first coin with my Equinox and was tickled.
Oh, cool.
that's awesome. Yeah, that's
Nothing better than making good memories.
I think it's awesome this hand we belong to, that treasure hunting hand. All these fingers of that hand, and they're all awesome communities. I know one thing, we definitely need to get out metal detecting more often, Jesse.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Actually, this spring, I'm hoping to go gold digging down in Delonga, Georgia.
Talanaga?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And a friend of mine goes mining in the next county where you can pay for the whole day and you can just take your lunch, hang out. So we're going to do that this spring. So um, the mine that she goes to has a lot of amethyst, rubies. And so we're just going to go spend like 8 hours in the mines and it'll be what it is.
If it's not the Cresson mine in Dahlonega, stop by there. They have the only operating stamp mill in that whole valley in North Georgia. The owners are awesome people and real pretty, beautiful Georgia gold. And
Yeah.
there's a place called Jim and Gold Grubbing uh, east of Dahlonega in Cleveland, Georgia, where it's a pay to dig spot and you can find all kinds of semi precious stones, amethyst, ruby, emerald, etc., and gold.
Yeah, next time we go by there, we should stop in.
Yeah, I agree. When we
Well,
were
well,
camped at. Go ahead.
there's a place in Franklin, North Carolina, which is like 30-40 minutes away. So
Hmm.
that's what we're going to hit first. She's been doing it for years with her son. And I'm like, she just started working with me 6 months ago. And I'm like, we have got to go this spring. So we'll probably be living in this mine all summer.
Nice.
Nugget,
Nice. Now you'll get bit by another treasure bug.
yeah,
Yep.
which is just as bad. Nugget Brain Peterson says Barb needs to come to Watts Hunt and
I
teach me
can't,
and
you know.
others how to do it.
Well,
He's
the thing is when I work for the state, I got 4.5 weeks vacation. I now get 2.5, and my mother gets one of those dedicated weeks every summer. So that don't leave a whole lot of time to go elsewhere.
yeah, I hear you. But
You
yeah,
know, she's gonna.
you get an opportunity. Visit the Chris Hahn mine. A
I
lot of
will.
history there. A lot of history there. They got a nice area that you can tour around, look at the old stamp mills, some of the old equipment. They got painting
Yeah.
troughs down there. You can buy
Rent
a
a
paint.
trommel and get a bucket of material. I
Right.
mean, a load of material. They rent all kinds of bigger equipment, depending on what your flavor or want for that day. It's a great place.
Or you can always come up to Ohio in Labor Day weekend
Yeah,
and
for
come to
Gold
Gold
Rush
Rush Days.
days. We have metal detecting hunt, night hunt, adult hunt, kids
I
hunt.
will
Gold
definitely keep
panning
that
and
in
digging for
mind.
gold.
I will
Yeah.
definitely keep that in mind because
It,
I do get paid holidays.
uh,
Yeah,
I,
it's a really fun event too. I mean, you know, it's
you probably know a couple of our regular friends who are real big metal detectorists. Uh, Patrick O'Masters and
Yeah, I know
Susie
Pat.
Weiss.
I've met them. I've metal detected with them in Ohio.
They'll be there. They're there every year, just like us. And
Well, I'm hoping to go to Bill Hayes Hunt, and I think that's in August.
where's that at?
Ohio.
Bill Hayes?
Yeah, he's had his metal detecting hunt for like 40 years.
Oh,
hmm.
wow. I'll have to ask Patrick and Sue or Bill Marsh about that.
Yeah, they're all friends with him. He just sent me 3 engines. Uh because when we hunted at Glebe Farm in Virginia, he was finding shaler bullet parts, which shalers are in 3 pieces, and he could not find the middle. Well, I found the middle, so he has razzed me for 3 years about that middle. So I finally sent him the dang thing, and he was shocked that I sent it, and so he sent me 3 engines to replace my shaler part.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I was reading here what Anthony was writing.
Oh, he was talking about Chris. Make sure you don't do the tourist trap one though. It's fun to go down in the old mine. That must be the consolidated. We didn't go to that one.
No.
Hey, T-Bone.
Hey, T-Bone. Yeah. So yeah, that would be really cool if you could come up here and check out the swank, Gold Rush days.
That-
Do some
I will definitely.
do some wild gold chasing.
I will definitely think about it and check into it. Ed needs to send me the link. I do have a Facebook page called Dirt Pirates Upcoming Metal Detecting Hunts and Shows. And anyone is free to post any hunts coming up there, any shows coming up there. It's a good place to get your word out. I think we got 400 or 500 members,
Yeah,
people
cool.
that are really into shows and hunts.
Cool, cool. I might be already a member of that, but I'll definitely check it out.
And post your hunt there.
Yeah.
Sounds good. What spot are you talking about, Vicky?
Hold my spot, get paid on the 3rd. For Flash Bash.
Outdoorsy Gallo, how are you? Long time no see.
Hi, Chrissy. Hi, Jonathan. Johnny. Almost called him Jonathan. It's good to see you.
Yes, she said yes.
Okay, well, hopefully it won't go be sold out by then, hon, but I'm sure we could work with you.
There's still what, 10 spots? No, 12 spots left?
13 spots.
13 spots. There you go. You find any more treasures back there?
I thought she was gonna break out some more treasure porn.
Hey, I found this in a ballpark in Massachusetts. It's a nice Ford Model T hubcap.
Oh wow! In a
Yep.
ballpark, huh?
In a ballpark field.
You know, I thought about magnet fishing in Lowell, Mass, and in Lynn before, and afraid what I might pull up.
Oh, here's another item this one I did with Delmer's glue and water 50/50. It's my only large scent. Found in Virginia. There are no large scents down in the South, not in the mountains. But it's toast, but hey, it's mine.
That's
And you
right.
still see what it is, right?
But this is probably one of my coolest finds. Let's see if I can get a good picture.
Oh, it's a marble. No.
No, it's not a marble.
No, it's not.
It's a New York Excelsior button from the Civil War.
Wow.
It's got a lot of detail in it.
And it's still got a lot of gold gilt on it.
Very cool.
Nice.
Yeah, that hunt, I got probably like 6. I got my first J hook. I had never got a J hook before.
You're gonna make me go out. You're gonna make me go out and get my box of trash.
Yeah. And I got a belt slide. I didn't know what that was.
What's a belt slide?
It was for their armor belt that it's just called the belt slide. I don't know, it's brass, and I was like, okay. So that hunt was good. I found like 6 things I'd never found. So let me put.
What's that certificate behind you, Barb?
That is my certificate for 2nd place for Amateur of the Year writer from my American Digger article. Hey, I got a year's subscription to the magazine and $100.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So I'm thinking of writing another article. I don't want to tell you what it is because somebody will steal it.
Oh, don't have to, but know what I say? Go for it, girl.
Yeah, so it was fun writing the article. I tried to make it humorous, and I started off with most people that metal detect are into artifacts or uh into history, and I hated history in high school. I mean, I was like, just to be honest, and I got more reviews because of the humor I added to it.
So do you
Because
enjoy history now?
Oh, I do. I have the Civil War book I gave my dad probably 30 years ago on this desk with round balls and rimfire, and something artifacts of the Battle of Gettysburg, and then on that counter is my end tables. If you're gonna come and you want to read, you're only gonna get Civil War. This is an excellent book. It's already been out of print twice, Discovering Virginia's Colonial Artifacts, but it's got everything you can imagine in it by Bill Dancy. Excellent freaking book. Yeah, I try to read, but I work so much, that sometimes that gets lost.
Yeah, nurses put in a lot of time.
Yeah, I work a lot. I worked $20,000 worth, no, $22,000 worth of overtime last year.
Yikes. It's a lot of working.
Yeah.
Was that forced on you or just because you wanted to?
I have to be on call. So if you get called in on your weekend that you're off, there's, 24 hours
You're
extra.
forced.
Yeah. But now with my current position, it isn't that I'm forced. I'm just I care about my job. I care about the business I work for the tribe, and I have deadlines. And if I have to work 2 hours over 3 days a week to get my deadlines met, to keep us in the good graces with Medicare and Medicaid, I do what I have to do. So, but I have a coworker starting in 30 days. So goodbye overtime.
There's that double-edged sword, huh? You got help,
Yeah.
but you don't have overtime.
Yeah. So, but I'll have more time to metal detect. Somebody want
That's true.
outdoorsy girl. I grew up in Massachusetts. I moved to the South in 81, and I live in the mountains of North Carolina right now.
And
So
that's
I just answered her question.
yeah, I saw that. I was getting
But
ready to ask you, but I saw you were answering, so
yeah, so but I love my job. I am a masshole. Yes, sorry. And I'm a
Bob, down east
proud one.
detecting.
I was just gonna say I've noticed that them assholes are really proud of it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, oh yeah. It's in my kid's blood too. He's half masshole.
Yeah.
Half masshole.
Yeah. I actually was on in a chat on a show one night, and I'm like, somebody said something. I said, "You're such a masshole," and somebody came back and went, "That's really rude." And I'm like, "I am one, so I can call him one.
Oh
So
yeah.
stay out of our masshole fun."
Leave us
Well,
massholes alone.
I know Ron for the Hills would say yep. If Brian from American Gold Prospectors was in here, he said yeah. He would say yep. All my buddies in
Somebody,
Lynn, Mass would say yeah too.
oh yeah, Lynn masks are great. Somebody said they cringe when mass holes come through driving. I'm going to tell you what, New Yorkers and Connecticut people are worse than mass holes any day of the
Oh
week.
no, I'm gonna tell you what. There ain't anybody as good a driver as me, so you all suck.
And I
And
Dorsey
that's the
girl must have
truth.
been late. She wants to know what I swing. I swing an AT Pro, an XP Deus, a Knox 800, and a GPX 4500. But my Deus is my everyday go-to machine.
Yeah, you've had to answer that question twice tonight, but
Yeah,
outdoorsy girls.
She
and
just came in.
you know what sucks is out of all my now Virginia, I've used my XP Deus in Virginia and I've used my hot program. It can't compare to a GPX. I'm sorry. GPX rules Virginia soil. There's no ifs, ands, or but about it. But my everyday go-to machine is my Deus. I have found more my Blackwood lumber finds. When I wrote my article, I had to go back and watch all 15 of my videos to make sure I said what I found with what detector was correct. And I was shocked that almost all of them were found with the Deus. And I don't understand why they don't want me on their team. I guess I'm a girl, maybe. I don't know.
I don't
But
know.
I'm true to my Deus. It don't matter, and it's a great machine. Uh, I love the Knox too, but it's a crazy machine. And it does not do good at the lumber company, but I don't know how to change my settings the way I do my Deus.
Any more questions?
I just need to learn to use the ones I own already better.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Someone said, "Do I like Garrett's?" I started with the 350. That 350 was the bomb as my first detector. I found probably a half dozen rings or more with it. I found some coins, silver coins. Um, but I have gone back to all my sites with the Deus once I learned it, and I have sweeped up so much that the AT Pro missed.
Of course, you get what you pay for, right?
Yeah, I mean it's twice the cost for a
Yeah,
Deus than it is for an AT Pro.
right.
Twice
And
the
you find
cost, so it's like
twice
in
the
the
treasures.
Knox 800 price tag zone.
Yeah, Knox is about 800. The AT Pro is about 600. The Deus is about 1200.
Oh,
So
okay.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, so but the Knox is killer on the beach. I mean, the Deus is good, but the Knox kills it on the beach. So and the GPX is my Virginia machine. So, you know, I got my everyday machine, my beach machine, and my Virginia machine.
So it's just like us with gold prospecting, Jesse. We have dredges for one situation, hive
Right.
anchors for
Right.
another, sluices for another, and our detectorist friends, they have different detectors for different soils. Beach detecting because the saltwater thing,
Right.
and I did hear that about the Knox because that's the latest detector I have is the Knox 800.
Oh, okay.
And I got it because there's a prospecting mode in it.
Okay.
So I could use it as a gold machine or others. So
Is there? Yeah, Terry wants to know. Terry wants to know if there's any machine that you wish you could get.
Um, hmm. Yeah, I'd like a pulse dive. It's that little handheld one. It'd just be cool to bop
Or like
around in the water
underwater.
with.
Yeah, you could
Yeah, well,
float down snorkeling and play with that.
yeah, not get caught by the people on state, parks or stuff.
No, not that you would trespass or anything like that.
No,
No.
actually, I went metal detecting with some friends in Morganton, which is about 2 hours away. And we hit this big fairground. We had a great time. And everyone's like, okay. And I get home hours later because I live the furthest away. And I start looking at their finds on Facebook. I'm like, where the heck do you guys find these? Because you didn't find them with me today. And they went to the state park in Old Fort at the bottom of Black Mountain and went to the river with their pinpointers and just sat in the river with their pinpointers because it was hot. And they found this massive amount of coins and rings. And they're like, we figured if we got caught, we're only losing $125 instead of our detectors.
Right, and if it's working, why not? If you
Yeah.
got, if you got stuff close to the surface.
Yeah, so I think a pulse dive would be good where I could just go sit in the creek and play with it and not get caught.
I got an idea, Jesse. We could do that around like Fort Amanda and Fort Meigs, Maybe we get lucky and get some War of 1812 stuff.
Oh yeah, with just pinpointers.
Yeah.
And I'd like to try a simplex. I don't know if I want to buy one, but I'd like to try one. I hear it's a really good low end machine. But on that note, Dirt Pirates Detectives 5th year anniversary will be next month, and we are giving away a simplex that we got a really good deal from Shooters and Prospectors. Chuck Smalley gave me a good deal on it. I've already paid for it, and sometime during next month we will be giving that away.
Awesome.
And that's the Nokia.
The Nokta.
Yeah, I have their pinpointer, their waterproof pinpointer. I'm really happy with it.
Yeah. So we're going to be giving other things away throughout the month, and we're probably going to close people coming to join the page the last day of this month.
There you go. If you want to get in on that, you better get on our page and also, subscribe to our YouTube page.
And it's just because we have over 3,000 members, and I don't think it's fair once I post that we're giving a detector away that weekend.
Right.
I don't want 100 people trying to get into the page. We're not going to let them in. That's just not fair to the people that have been there for years.
Right. So that means you only got a few more days.
Yep.
Outdoorsy Gallo. Chrissy says, I think you guys met on Relics Radio.
Yeah, I listened to Relics Radio. I listened to American Digger Magazine. They're on Monday. Relics is on Thursday, and Beyond Sight and Sound with Josh Kimball is on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And Sunday.
Right.
And I've been a guest on most of those. So it's nice that you had me on, Ed.
Oh, well, it's nice a pleasure. I'm glad you joined us and took us up on it. Josh is a great guy. He lives just south of us.
Oh, and another page you might want to join if you have children or grandchildren is the Great Christmas Metal Detecting Giveaway for kids 5 to 15 years old.
Please give that a huge shout out, Barb. Go for it. Promote it to the tilt.
I did a fundraiser for Josh when he got diagnosed with MS a couple years ago, and we raised over $7,000 in one weekend for him from donations that people gave for me to auction off. And in the fall of 2018, on his show, they're talking about this great Christmas metal detecting giveaway and what they're going to do. And they're going to give away detectors. And they got the perfect person to do that. And they tell me to call in. And they suckered me in. And they gave me like a month and a half to pull it together and to raise donations. And we made about 35, 40 kids happy. We gave away 8 metal detectors. And this past year, I said, we're starting this crap in September. And we gave 13 detectors away. Garrett donated. Noctamacra, Dealic donated. Chuck Smalley with Shooters and Prospectors donated. We raised enough money to buy a detector from Chuck. Uh, and so we gave 13 detectors to, and we made some kids happy. It cost me $275 to mail the prizes, and that did not include detectors. They were mailed from the dealers.
Right.
So we made about 60 kids happy this past year. I
That's
already
awesome.
have a 3 by 3 by 3 foot box in my car that I got to get out, full of headphones and Noctamacra gear that was donated to me in Florida for the Christmas Kids giveaway. So I already have like 50 prizes to give away this coming Christmas.
Nice.
Well, around September time, we'll definitely have to get you on again, Barb. And that way you could shout it out to this community again and again and again, because I think that's so awesome what you do. And
And again, that's one of the things that we start advertising and planning in September, and the giveaways around the 15th of December. But we lock the door on that Facebook page December 1st. We don't let anybody else in because I have members that have been there since day one. And we have like the night of the giveaway 800 people trying to get in, and we just delete them all because that's just not fair. We've advertised for 2 months, and you need to get in the minute you see us advertising.
Cool.
yes, she is, Laurel.
And I enjoy doing it. It's a headache. It takes a cell phone, a tablet, and 2 computers to run that whole weekend. Because I have
Eh,
spreadsheets. I spreadsheet everything. We made boxes of prizes. I mean, you can donate anything, but I did a hunt in Kentucky that I dug so many silver dimes and bullets, Civil War, that I guaranteed every prize I sent would have a Civil War bullet and a silver dime in it, and every prize did. All the stickers that I get from Ed and gone digging, and I try to steal as much stuff as I can all year, and I had probably 300 stickers, and I threw like 3 stickers in every box, pens, you
nice.
name it. And so they, in one box, a kid would get a fines pouch, a shirt, or a hat, a book. Everybody got a book from Kelly Co. on metal detecting. Um, Mary Schaefer donated books on metal detecting for beginners. Steve Zazook donated one of his ring finder books. I mean, we had shovels from grave diggers, from I think Predator Tools, you name it, everybody jumped in on it. We had some
Awesome.
great sponsors.
Awesome. Awesome.
That's totally awesome.
Yep.
I we'll have to, I'll have to mark that down and we'll have to put together a care package for Barb for that, Jesse.
Yep, I was just thinking of that. Chrissy, she has a YouTube channel. She's in the chat room, so if you just click on her little buttons there, you should be able to go to her channel. And on
Yep,
Facebook, you're what?
Just join. I prefer people friend me. I got 800 friends, and it's getting crazy because Facebook's gonna block me on getting any more. So join me on Dirt Pirates Detecting, and you can keep up with all the good stuff going on.
Dirt Pirates Detection or
Oh,
Detectors?
I'm detecting.
Detecting,
I'm already a member.
just like my name says, Barb Connell with Dirt Pirates Detecting. That's my YouTube
Okay,
channel, and Dirt Pirates Detecting is my Facebook.
there you go.
So, but
Well, and my friend, it's after 10 o'clock.
Oh,
yeah,
wow. Time
Yeah.
flies when you're having fun.
Hey, Barb's been a good guest. I mean, she's been just yakking away, and you know how we like people that yak.
Oh, yeah.
That keeps me from yakking.
Hey, I'm a asshole. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, too funny, Barb. Yeah, it's been an extreme pleasure having you on, Barb.
Been fun.
Well, I appreciate you having me on, and it's been fun. I really appreciate it, and we'll do it again sometime.
Yeah, well, hopefully you can get up to you can come up here in Ohio during Gold Rush days, and we'll teach you how to pay for gold, and you can show us some tricks and tricks about metal detecting. That would be
absolutely, I would love it. And where are you in Ohio? Near
awesome.
Zanesville? How far
Uh,
from Zanesville?
It's more in the middle of Ohio.
it's just south of Mansfield, in a place called Belleville, Ohio,
Right.
where we have Gold Rush days.
Okay. Well, it's 8 hours to Zanesville. I know that.
Okay, so it'd probably be about another hour and a half north.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, that ain't bad. That's a day trip.
Because Zanesfield, I believe, is on 70, just
Yeah.
east of Columbus. So we're a little north of Columbus, northeast of Columbus,
Right.
off
Okay.
of 71.
Okay, cool.
That'd be awesome. I'll send you a link to the Buckeye chapter's page on Gold Rush days, and
Yes,
we'll get Patrick.
do.
We'll get Patrick and Susie Q to work on you.
Yeah.
certainly.
I loved hunting with them in Ohio.
No.
I met them 4 or 5 years ago, and actually a lot of the people I met at that one hunt, I had Lyme disease. Bill Marsh, when I got back to North Carolina, he said, "Jay, it was good to meet you." I said, "I don't even know who the heck you are." And I was there. I had Lyme disease so bad that how I got there and got back, I don't know. But I got treated, and I do a medical show on Beyond Sight and Sound twice a year, spring and fall. We've done it for 3, 4 years. We talk about Lyme disease statistics, and Bill Marsh was on there, and I was describing the symptoms and everything I went through for a month before the fourth doctor I went to finally said, "Jess, you have Lyme." I said, "No shit, just give me some doxy." And he Bill said called in to the show and said, "Barb, I think I have Lyme." I said, "Go get tested." And he did. He was positive, and he had had Lyme disease for 10 years.
Wow.
And he has really severe.
Let me respond to our buddy on the other side of the pond there. Not a great gamer. Not a great gamer. You are a lemon disease.
You know we love you, brother.
Actually, Bill Marsh and I joke. We call it lemon lime disease because it sucks. It sucks. It
I,
is the worst thing that you can possibly get.
I'm actually really surprised that Ohio Relic Hunter isn't in here tonight.
Yeah, me
Wonder
too.
well
That's
Bill
it.
Marsh is.
I have his phone number, so I'll smack him after the show.
There you go.
Yeah.
How dare you not
Smack
show up
him
to?
again for us too, Barb.
Yeah, tell him we're disappointed in him.
Yeah, usually
Yeah.
he's a regular, he's here every week, and when you're on, no show.
He probably thought I was going to talk about the same stuff I did Sunday night on Josh's show, but no, I had other things to talk about tonight. So
That's cool.
he missed it. His loss.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
right.
David's happy. Good. He's in trouble. Those two give themselves a hard time all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
But honestly, I didn't remember meeting him. I'm like, I don't know who you are.
I've never had that problem. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, I don't think.
Yeah. I was deathly ill driving back. I don't remember driving half the way back and ended up in the emergency room. So
No.
I totally advocate for metal detecting awareness, metal detecting health, and everything that we can get exposed to being out there doing what we do.
Oh yeah, well, you're digging in dirt like that. Anytime you cut yourself or scratch yourself, there's that possibility of getting an infection real easy. So wear gloves.
Putting a shovel through your foot wearing topsiders metal detecting isn't such a good thing either.
no.
Probably should be wearing glasses then.
Actually, it's at the lumber company. It's a kudzu field, and kudzu, grows like
Oh,
25
kudzu.
feet a year.
Yeah.
And I went to slam my shovel in the ground, and I rolled on a kudzu root that was on top of the ground, and rolled, and my predator shovel went through my foot and cut it wide open.
Oh.
And
Oh.
I think that's why I wear a bandana. I wrap my foot in my bandana after I took my shoes off, drove myself home, and said, "Can you please drive me to the urgent care?" And I was calling urgent care on the way. "What time are you open to?" And they're like 7. I'm like, "I'll see you in 5 minutes. Don't close." It was 6:30, and yeah, I got 10 stitches from cutting my foot open with my predator.
Oh, look who just showed up.
Speaking of the devil, here he
Oh,
is.
His ears must have been ringing.
Oh, yeah, Bill, your ears were ringing. I was just talking about how bad you are.
It was nothing like on Josh Kimmel's show. So, our friend at Beyond Sight and Sound.
You're just gonna have to watch the replay now, Bill.
Yeah, you missed a good show, Bill. You didn't talk
Great show.
I was getting ready to call you, Bill, and tell you you're in trouble, but
I asked her to give you a verbal smack for us too.
He finally shows up as we're getting ready to leave.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, like I always say, it's better late than never. Thanks for that, Bill. But I was disappointed. You're a regular, brother, and geez.
He must have had people living under his porch that he had to evict.
Bill's been finding some good stuff though lately. I've been noticing. We've had a really mild winter for the most part.
Oh, wait a minute. He was obligated on another show tonight? He was a guest somewhere? We didn't know about it?
You were a guest? How many t-shirts did you have to change? Because he sweats like a pig when he's on the show.
We've tried getting him to call in here, and he won't do it.
Wait. Now you're telling me he calls in and is on other shows, but he won't even call in here or come on to talk to us?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Oh, he says he
You're
was
in
not a guest.
trouble now,
He-
brother.
Wait a minute. Back off. He said he was not a guest. He had to answer a riddle.
Oh, yeah, and it took you 2 hours to answer that riddle?
Must have been a really hard riddle.
Well, yeah. Like, how many shirts does Bill Marsh have to wear in a 1-hour show? 16. You know, I love you. I love you, Bill.
Bill's a good guy. He's been in our community for years. Bill, we're working on convincing Barb to join us for Gold Rush this year. Bill says he sees me there a lot, Barb, but he won't come up because whenever he sees me, I have my camera.
Oh God. You know what? When he said I met him in Ohio and I said I didn't meet you, he sent me a picture of me, him, and Swansea together, and I went, oh, guess I did meet you. Okay.
Oh, Brandon too, huh?
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
Yeah, I've known Brandon for a while too. So.
Yeah, he wasn't in tonight either, was he?
No. Maybe he was obligated for the same show.
No, he knows he's on my big list.
Yes. 6 times or so, I know, standing right next to each other. And, yeah. Come on, give me a break. I'm blind. You'll have to go, Ed, it's Bill.
Yeah, he says he shook my hand too. Okay, I believe you. I shake a lot of hands.
Just all you have to do to find Bill is look for the big guy with shorts when it's 28 degrees out.
He said I'm sneaky ass.
Evidently, brother.
He wears shorts. He wears shorts all the time.
I had a mailman like that. All through winter, he'd wear shorts.
Jeez.
The hell.
I'd freeze.
Of course, he drank a lot.
I'd freeze. I'm in like multiple layers right now.
And now he's saying he grabbed my butt. You know you didn't because you'd have a black eye. He's such a smart ASS.
Oh yeah. If you haven't noticed, we have a few of those in our live chat rooms, and I know a couple of them during my auction.
Oh yeah.
I love
it's been a great night. It really has.
Oh, it's been fun. Like I said, I'm love to listen to you talk, and you got cool stories and talking about some great stuff. Some information there too. That was awesome. Some really cool treasure porn. Can't beat that. I mean, geez.
No better way to spend a Tuesday night.
We had it all.
That we did.
And probably one of my best Virginia finds. When I go with John and his gang, we set up a text chat so that we can all talk to each other in the same chat on our phones. And I go over this big hill, go down in this gully, I'm finding bullets, and I get this killer signal, and I'm like, dang, that sounds good. And it was a seated freaking dime, my first one I ever found. And I look around and there's not a soul around to go yeehaw with. So I took a picture and I texted it to the chat and went, look what I just found. And they all went, where are you? And I went, I don't know. I'm in between these two big hills and I can't see nobody. And I think they got mad because when I walked over the hill, they're driving off for lunch, and I ended up walking a mile to the freaking barbecue for lunch that day.
Oh,
Yes, I agree, Miss Laurel. Definitely beats the debate.
definitely. Chrissy was wondering, what else do you collect, Barb?
Oh God. I started being a collector when I was probably 12. My mother decided we all needed to collect depression glass. And so I
Yeah.
was the pink girl. So I have probably 500 plus pieces of pink depression glass.
Wow.
I have glasses I bought for $1.25 at a yard sale that are worth $40 a piece. I have numerous. Um, I collect coins. Ed can vouch for that.
Oh, yeah.
Um, and that's really about it, I think. I make stuff. I just started welding a year ago. I make yard art
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
I make jewel. I repurpose a lot of things that I find. Shells, wampum, depression glass. I broke some really good depression glass. I tumble it and I do resin pictures. I have a web page made by Barb on Facebook. Not a web page, a Facebook page. I have sold pictures to Florida, Georgia, all kinds of states have bought my art, and I like to make jewelry. I have a greenhouse. I'm like busy all the time. I can't wait to retire so I can do more.
Yeah. Vicky Victoria's Oregon or Bush, she says she makes welded yard art too.
Cool. Yeah, I like my welder. I can't wait till it gets a little. I've been making silverware flowers. You can see them on my Made by Barb page.
Is it made
I'm
by
sold out.
Barb or made by Barbara?
No, Barb, BARB.
Okay.
So how close are you to actually from being a collector to being a hoarder? There's a fine line there.
No, I'm a collector.
Oh, that's what all hoarders say.
Actually, well, my living room is like my castle. So I have like cabinets on the wall with relics I have found. I have probably 20 Riker cases on top of the stereo cabinet with my Civil War, my relics. Um, I have a lot of Japan figurines from the 50s that I've had for years. It's my place, so you don't
Yeah,
like it,
you sound
don't
as bad
visit.
as me.
Yeah, I
I
love your
collect
stuff.
I collect marbles, cards, toys, glass, arrowheads.
I'm a hoarder who says I'm a collector.
I'm a collector.
I collect trash, future
I have
treasure.
a lot of antiques that were my grandmother's. A lot. And the sad thing is I don't have any kids, and I dug a toy in my parents' yard. I know it was my dad's. It was 1930s. My brother lost it, and I sent it to a friend in Iowa because he collects them, and I'm like, I ain't giving it to my brother. He's a jerk. And you collect them, so I want you to have the one Tootsie toy I have. So I just every now and then I let things go and I send them to people that I know will appreciate them.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
My dad was a real big collector. He was well known on the West Coast for tokens. One of my greatest memories would be going to antique shops and flea markets with them. And to this day, I walk into an antique shop and my hands go right in my pocket. They go right in my pocket And I look at stuff, and only time they come out is when I want to look at something I may purchase.
Well, I, I'm kind of one of those people that if I see something that really tickles me, it's like, oh man, I'll show you something I bought. I paid $20 for this. See if I can get it. It is a Thomas Kincaid print.
Ooh.
It
Nice.
goes for about $225, and some lady put it on the marketplace locally for $20, and I'm like, what
Sold.
time can we meet? What time
Yeah.
can we meet? And she's like, I gotta sell it today. I'm like, I told my boss, I said, I'm going to lunch, and I ran and bought it.
I would too. I actually have a Thomas Kincaid hanging up in my shop in the shed.
Yeah. And I probably am a hoarder to a point, but I try to keep it neat.
You haven't got to the point where you're making paths through your house yet?
No, I can walk through my house just fine.
Okay.
But if you open my cupboards, my kitchen is 26 by 13 feet. I have 40 something cupboards, and there are 6 of them that are stacked high with depression glass. So some of the hoarding is just hitting.
That's a shame about depression glass too, because for a while there it had a lot of value, but it's gone down in value now, today's market.
Well, actually, what I've started doing, I went and bought some diamond drill bits, and I have been drilling my depression glass and making bird feeders out of the plates.
There you go.
And I'm getting more for them than what the plate's worth.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, Bill says hidden hoard, first sign of denial.
Yeah. Hey, but I've had my depression glass since before I was 20. I picked all of it up, the majority of it, in my teenage years. That was my family thing. My mom, the 4 girls, we would hit the yard sales and pick it up dirt cheap, knowing one day we'd get a lot more money for it. But now it's kind of tanked because
Yeah,
the younger generation has no clue what it's worth.
you see that? That's my wife's collection, part of it. Cookie jars.
Yep.
Cookie jars.
Yep.
And there's more of them around them. And some put away. But it's getting that time, man. I think we need to close it off.
Yeah, we're a half hour
we're
about
having-
into
Definitely.
overtime. I've been thoroughly enjoying this, though, Barb. Again, such an excellent time with you being our guest
Absolutely.
tonight.
Well, I appreciate y'all having me.
Oh, and we
we'll
want
do
you
it again.
back.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
All
we want you
right.
back.
We'll have to schedule you in sometime in the future. Definitely.
And I'm definitely going to do my best to make it out there Labor Day weekend. And if I come, I will bring my lumber company token so that you can look at them, Ed.
So I
make 'em
can
drool
drool over
Hey,
them.
you're gonna be drooling. Hey, Whoopi, how's it going, buddy?
In the woods with
I
Wolfie.
actually Bill Marsh has seen about 2/3 of them. I took him to Ohio years ago, and he was like, "Those are killer."
Oh,
Right.
yeah. Thank you, Bob. I gotta give Bob a super chat. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, super
That's
chat.
twice tonight, right?
That's right.
He
Bob's
he
a
came
double
earlier too.
hitter.
Thank you, Bob.
Do I ever go to Ontario? No.
Chris, the outdoorsy Gallo, is our metal detectorist friend from Canada. She lives up by J3B, up in Ontario. Surprised didn't see Diggin' Connect tonight, but hey, I know she's a busy gal.
Dwight's telling me to go vacuum. Dwight, you go vacuum, Dwight. Okay.
Dwight. I have to say, during the auctions, it's funny reading you two. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, this show's going up into one of my favorites, definitely. I've had a blast with you on tonight, Barb.
Man, it's been fun. Like I said, I just love the fact that you got lots of good stories and you're a good talker. Good talker.
Good night, Dwight. Love you. We'll meet again in the auction, and you will lose.
No more chances, Dwight. You blew it.
Oh,
Well, thanks for having me, guys. I really
It's been
appreciate
our
it.
pleasure.
It's been a ton of fun.
I'm glad you had a great time.
What's really cool is, like I was telling you, I keep an eye on the chat room, or maybe I did tell you. I keep an eye on the chat room, see where it's at, where it's going, if they're paying attention. And the room's been very engaged tonight, and I love it. I think that's what makes the show. I mean, besides our guests, that's what makes our show go. Is that people are engaged, asking you questions.
And Dave, I'm gonna call Via.
David
Via. Yeah, call me Barbie one more time. I will hunt you down. I will kill you. I will trip you.
When she's detecting in California, she'll hunt you down, David.
David Via.
Huh?
Just kidding, Dave. That is not a threat. That was a joke. Okay, don't call the police on me. I just hate I hate the word Barbie. My name is Barbara. I've gone by Barb all my life because my best friend was Barbara. So that's how we were distinguished. Barbie's a freaking doll. I ain't a doll. You know, I can be your worst enemy or your best friend, but I am not a doll.
Barbies are plastic and they live in California, mostly southern. So
yeah, exactly.
That's like me and like Eddie. I don't like it, but with people I work with, I kind of tolerate it. But oh my God, if they knew, it about drives me bananas.
Yeah, I had to let my doggy in, but it's been great. Thank you. I'm gonna have something to eat. I'm starving. I didn't get to finish my pizza.
Finished her beer, but not her pizza.
Exactly.
Well, you better get that pizza down.
Yeah, right.
Well, Marv, it's been fun and really, really appreciate you being here. We had a great time.
Most
like I said, I love listening to your stories. And you'll be back, I hope. Hope you want to come back.
I will.
You'll definitely get an
to.
invite. And
Well, thanks, guys.
And this is one of my reasons why tonight is one of my favorite nights. It is my favorite night of the week. And you guys out there, guys and gals, sisters and brothers, you are the main reason. Make sure to catch us next Tuesday night when we have MeMiner on. And I'm sure that'd be a really good show. And if you feel froggy and feel like trying to outbid Barb, I'm having an auction this coming Saturday and the Saturday after that. Come join us. This coming Saturday at 4:30. And till then, May you always have a flash in your pan.
And you know what he's going to say next.
That's right, mi amigo. Maybe one day too, you'll meet us on the river, or you never know, maybe a field. Good night, everybody. God bless.
Good night, everybody. Good night, Ed. Good night, Barbara.
Night. Night.
Good night, Cat Room. Miss Laura. Bill, Marsh, Terry, Chrissy.
All of you.
Media, every one of you. Good night. Thanks for being here.
4,
Love it.
3, 2, 1.